Hello, friends. Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I'm told we already got to 50 likes, so let's dive into the latest rumors and news around the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to begin at the quarterback spot, and yes, we'll talk about CeeDee Lamb as well because y'all are freaking out on my timeline. But what about signing Andy Dalton, just cut by the Cincinnati Bengals? I'll give this one 2 stars. I do actually kind of like this idea. I'm not convinced this ends up being the route the Cowboys truly end up going, or more important, that Dalton himself wants to do, but I do dig it. I'm on board with this idea. I don't trust Cooper Rush. I don't trust Clayton Thorson. I don't trust Ben DiNucci yet as a backup quarterback. I think that's a but I would trust Andy Dalton. What I want out of a backup quarterback is a guy that can get me through, let's say it's 5 games your starter misses. Can I get my backup to win 2, maybe luck into a 3rd? I think Dalton can be that guy. I think that's an option for the Cowboys in terms of other players out there. And based on what Jameis Winston signed for, maybe Dalton won't end up being that expensive. He's not been the greatest quarterback the past couple of years. He's kind of regressed, perhaps uncoincidentally, as his supporting cast has regressed, especially that Bengals offensive line. But I think he's better than Cooper Rush. He's better than Thorson. So why not? I'd get on board with that. I just don't know if it makes the most sense for Dalton. He's never going to get on the field for the Cowboys unless there's an injury. He could instead go somewhere like New England, like Jacksonville, where A, the injury risk is still there, and then B, he has a better chance of actually getting actual playing time given the 2 quarterback situations for those organizations. Now, we've picked up a bunch of new subscribers with the NFL draft now finishing up from our grades video, our live coverage, our UDFA tracker, all of that. So I want to know from you guys, are you new or are you old to the channel? I know we got a lot of old people watching, and I appreciate that. Thank you all so much. And if you're new, well, let me know. We'll welcome you into the channel here. So type new or old for me in the comments section. Now, if you are new, well, let's explain what the stars that you see mean. Obviously, I gave Andy Dalton 2 stars. The explainer for you guys. 0 stars, it's the number of Carson Wentz playoff wins. I mumble my way through that one. Hasn't happened. It's fake news. Don't buy it. 1 star, it's possible there is a small shred of truth, but don't bank on it. 2 stars is firmly in that rumor category. Means people are talking. 3 stars, pretty likely it should come true. And 4 stars, Zeke Seaton, the Cowboys are winning, and this one is legit. Let's move on now to Dak Prescott. Is he going to get that long-awaited contract extension with the Dallas Cowboys? I'm going to continue to give this one 3 stars. I still think it happens, but it's just not a done deal yet. Stephen Jones went on the Scott Van Pelt show and once again said he thinks the Cowboys are going to get the deal done. It's going to happen. Just a matter of time. They're committed to it, blah, blah, blah. The same things he's been saying for a while now. Here are some of his quotes. Dak's our guy. No one thinks more of Dak Prescott than Jerry Jones and myself. I know Mike McCarthy, when he signed on, part of why he signed on to be the Cowboys head coach was Dak Prescott. Here's the other part of it I think it's a little bit more important. I totally believe we'll get Dak signed at the right number that's good for Dak, good for the Cowboys, good for this team. We certainly want Dak to be happy, but we also want to surround him with great football players, i.e., as the Cowboys have pushed out in the media, leaked, and outright said several times before, Dak, can you take a little bit less money? Now, I still think it makes more sense for the Cowboys to operate with more urgency and get this deal done quickly, because the last thing you want is to let not only Jared Goff and Carson Wentz get paid, but also let Deshaun Watson and or Mahomes get paid. That's going to cost you money in the long run. And the issue right now mainly comes down to years, but as I continue to emphasize, years alone changes it. If you go 4 years versus 5 years, you save money on the 5-year side of it. When the salary cap explodes, by the time we get to year 5, there is a real chance that $43 million isn't even top 5. Maybe it's borderline top 10 quarterback money. The market, if the cap explodes the way everyone expects it to, is going to be just ridiculous numbers involved. So with Dak Prescott, I'd rather get the deal done quickly. That way it's done, out of the way, and in 2 years, you're going to be like, wow, that's not even all that expensive. So everyone in the comments for me, predict what you think Dak's contract is going to look like. Probably just years in total money. That's the easiest way to go about it. I will make this the pinned comment of this video. That way, if you get the ad break here on YouTube, just scroll down and make your best guess right there. Let's talk about defense now. Chido, is he going to make a move from corner to safety? This is not set in stone, but this is the way things are trending in Dallas. I'm going to give it 3 stars that Awuzie ends up making a move to safety. The Cowboys are deep. Maybe not top heavy, but they are deep at cornerback right now. And with the Daryl Worley addition on top of that, you got too many bodies to make it work, as we'll discuss. They also cut DJ White today. Not that that really matters. Now, Awuzie did play some safety at Colorado, and it kind of makes some sense from the Cowboys' perspective. The issue with the Awuzie is it doesn't get his head around. Well, when you're playing safety, your head isn't always facing the wrong direction. You're often looking a lot more often at the quarterback. So I think that makes some sense. Now, there is one big but involved here when it comes to Awuzie making the move to safety. It requires one or multiple of the other corners to impress. If Trevon Diggs, Reggie Robinson, Maurice Canady, Daryl Worley, some combination of multiple of those, if they end up struggling in camp, whenever that ends up being, they might not make the move, because right now Awuzie is still your best corner on the roster, which isn't exactly the most comforting thought, but it does require the youngsters, probably Diggs in particular, to really impress and earn a starting spot at cornerback. I think that's what ends up happening. I think that's what happens at some point during camp, maybe not day one. The defensive staff wants to see everybody play. That hasn't really happened at any point because they haven't had any workouts and like that. It's a whole new defensive coaching staff. So it might take some time, might not be an overnight switch like that, but I do think that's the route things are trending here for the Cowboys at safety, at corner, and with Chido. So now I want to hear from you. Where do you want Chido to play? Type S for safety or type CB for corner. I'm down to make a move here. Although it does mean one of Clinton Dix, Xavier Woods, and Chido aren't going to be quote-unquote starters, or at least not full-time starters. But let me know what you guys think. S for safety, C for corner. This is the one that triggered everybody the past couple of hours here. CeeDee Lamb going to wear 88. Yeah, folks, this is a done deal. First off, please credit me. I had it first. No one's giving me any proper credit. Very disappointing, but Lamb is going to wear number 88 for the Dallas Cowboys. This is where we're at. This is what's going on. He is going to rock that number 88 jersey. It's happening. He's going to wear it. I'm sorry if you disagree, if you don't like that. He's going to rock the 88 jersey. And if you want more CeeDee Lamb memorabilia, head over to chatsports.com/CD. They got a whole bunch of stuff in there. They've got the jerseys. They've got these signed helmets, signed photos as well. Everything is available at chatsports.com/CD. Signed footballs as well. So go check that out. It is chatsports.com/CD. And don't worry, I'll put that link in the comments and the description for you guys as well. A lot of you were upset about this. Are you triggered and upset by CeeDee Lamb rocking the number 88 jersey for the Dallas Cowboys? I was very surprised. Maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was very surprised by how many people on my timeline that I saw in the chat earlier were upset about Lamb wearing number 88. Guys, it's a number. I know he said he wanted to wear number 10. Jerry wanted him to wear number 88. 2 adults got together and they made a decision on what jersey to wear. It's fine. This is not a big deal. It blows my mind how freaky the reaction, especially mostly ends coming in. Guys, it's a jersey number. It's okay. It's not going to change anything in terms of the way CeeDee Lamb plays. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm just so confused as to why the reaction has been so strong against this. Let's move on now to Jourdan Lewis. This one you guys might not like very much. Is he no longer free? As a reminder, always free, Jourdan, in the comments. I'm giving this 2 stars. The trends and the winds, the way they're blowing for Jourdan Lewis, I don't think is a good thing. As a reminder, we are Jourdan Lewis fans here, so use that hashtag #KeepJordanFree in the comments section. My suspicion, my inclination based on what the Cowboys are doing is that A, long term, I'm not really banking on Jourdan Lewis being around here. And then even for this year, Jourdan Lewis might not be a starter. Now, in free agency, things kind of went his way. Yeah, they brought back Anthony Brown, but they lost Byron Jones. So it ends up being a net gain there in the end in terms of playing time, potentially. But then in the draft, and really just the past week, the Cowboys have added a very particular type of corner. The 6'1", 200-plus pound with long-armed corner. That's not Jourdan Lewis. Jourdan Lewis is 5'10" and 195 pounds. He does not fit that long, lanky, tall corner. Now, his arm length isn't bad by any means, but he's not a big guy. The Cowboys in Diggs and in Worley and in Robinson have shown what type of corner that they are searching for. And the Cowboys paid Anthony Brown. Let's not forget about that. They gave Anthony Brown 3 years, $15 million. And had it not been for injury, Anthony Brown was on the verge of taking back that nickel corner job last year, and then he got hurt again. So I think there is a legitimate possibility that Jourdan Lewis might not be freed within the Cowboys organization. Maybe he gets freed by a different team, be it in free agency or be it a trade, but I'm not convinced Jourdan Lewis is going to be the guy for this Cowboys team in terms of one of those top 3 corners, despite how I personally feel about him. Now, if you're on board with me and you want Jourdan Lewis to be involved, I want you to use that hashtag #KeepJordan in the comments section. Don't let the organization forget about it. Next up is Jaylon Smith. Is he moving? This is a possibility as well. I'll give it 2 stars. This will, I think, be a little bit overblown in the end. The Cowboys are considering, per the Dallas Morning News, kind of flipping Leighton, Vander, Esch, and Jaylon Smith their exact roles and their responsibilities, making Leighton Vander Esch that middle linebacker, Jaylon Smith the weak side linebacker. In theory, this does free up Jaylon Smith to blitz more, although I will make note, he blitzed more than Vander Esch did anyway in those normal designations. So regardless of if he's the Mike or the Will, the middle or the weak side linebacker, or maybe he plays some Sam this year, I don't really think that's a huge difference at this point in their career, but I think it's understandable given that Jaylon Smith didn't play as well as we wanted him to last year. Frankly, he was a bit of a disappointment. It was very unfortunate that things did not go the way that the Cowboys and everyone hoped for Jaylon Smith. So will he bounce back? Let me know what you guys think. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Will Jaylon Smith bounce back regardless if there is a position change in his future? 1 for yes, 2 for no. 0 for no. 1 for yes, 0 for no. My bad. I'm going to go with yes. I think that Mike Nolan has a great track record with linebackers in particular, is going to get the most out of Jaylon this season. Another rumor, then some news items coming up next. Chris Jones, is he still the punter for the Cowboys? It's almost 4 stars. He's the only guy on the roster. The Cowboys added a random backup long snapper, haven't brought in any competition yet at punter. Does that make sense to me? No, it does not, because Chris Jones, there's no way around it, was the worst punter in the NFL last year. Now, it kind of came out after the year. I blame leaks, trying to make things look better. Oh, well, Jones was banged up. He dealt with some injuries and all that. Okay, sure, whatever. 41.6 punting average. That's your yards per punt. That's bad. That was last in the NFL. He was better in 2018, but look at the production. Hasn't actually been that good for Chris Jones. So if I'm the Cowboys, I'm confused because I am looking to add more help. I am looking to get competition in. You can save $1.4 million with his release. You can find a cheaper punter that could also be worse in the NFL. So if I'm Dallas, I am looking at a different direction here to add some more help there, but we'll see. Some news items here on the Cowboys. They've cut 2 players today. Chris Covington, the former 6th-round pick at linebacker, and also DJ White, a backup corner who didn't make any impact for them. So those 2 players no longer on the roster. White makes some sense. They were kind of looking to, trim up that corner because they had like 12 guys or something crazy at that point. Maybe it was 16 guys. It was a huge number. And then they are also, I guess, didn't like Covington anymore. So kind of a disappointment on that front for the Cowboys to move on from Covington so quickly, but I never was really that on board with the selection. Regardless, he is no longer, neither of those players are members of the Dallas Cowboys anymore. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.